So only way to remove the imaginary term is taking magnitude on both. So do that. Take the magnitude on both sides and square it. And again, solve for x. X is going to be a reactance term. Again, solve for x. So this is the equation we get. It is a quadratic equation in x square. So x square will be equal to some value you get. So x will be equal to plus or minus root of that value. So that is what we get. So in the exam also, the solving and all, you need not show it. See, in the previous case, the x value was plus or minus root of b square minus 1 into r. But since we have equated here to an 1 by root 2 extra, you get this expression. Plus or minus root of b square minus 1. Additionally, plus or minus 2b we have in the expression for capital X. And X, you know, it is omega L minus 1 by omega C. So the same thing is equal to the expression in the right hand side. Now multiply by capacitance on both sides. So omega LC minus 1 by omega equal to this entire term multiplied by C. Okay, now multiplying by omega naught on both sides. So omega LC into omega naught minus omega naught by omega equal to this side also, here you will have 1 omega naught. And you know omega naught CR is 1 by Q, and omega naught, LC is 1 by omega naught square. So substitute everything. This first term will be omega by omega naught. Second term will be omega naught by omega. And this RHS is this entire term divided by Q. So plus or minus root of B square minus 1 plus or minus 2B divided by Q. So you can see whenever you have plus or minus sign, it means that you have two different frequencies where the power flow is going to be 50%. Okay, so what we do, put in this, if you put uh, this term omega by omega naught minus omega naught by omega has two values plus or minus, right? So when it is going to be plus and when it is going to be minus. So when you consider omega 2, it is going to be positive. When you consider omega 1, it is going to be negative because omega 2 comes after omega naught. So when you subtract omega 2 minus omega naught, it is going to be a positive number. And omega 1 comes before omega naught. So when you subtract omega 1 minus omega naught, it is going to be a negative number. So this for omega 2 minus omega naught is going to be plus, and for omega 1 minus omega naught is going to be minus. So that is what is given here. So this fraction, if you put omega 2 by omega naught minus omega naught by omega 2 equal to minus of omega 1 by omega naught minus omega naught by omega 1. So the two values are negative of each other. You cannot assume this blindly because we have plus or minus in the above equation. We are assuming one to be negative of the other. And you know the relation between omega naught, omega 1 and omega 2 is omega naught equal to square root of omega 1 into omega 2. So now take the positive sign. So we'll take the positive sign. So I'm going to substitute what is omega 2. So omega 2 by omega naught minus omega naught by omega 2 equal to this plus or minus will become plus. Because for omega 2 it is plus. So root of b square minus 1 plus or minus 2b by q. So if you simplify, take LCM omega 2 square minus omega naught square by omega naught omega 2 equal to this term. Here this term is not going to change. I'm going to simplify. On omega naught square is omega 1 omega 2. So I can replace omega naught square by omega 1 omega 2. I can cancel 1 omega 2 throughout. So I will get omega 2 minus omega 1 by omega naught. What is omega 2 minus omega 1? It is going to be your bandwidth. So omega 2 minus omega 1 is going to be bandwidth. I'm going to find that. So delta omega is given by bandwidth omega 2 minus omega 1 equal to so it is cross multiplied is omega naught. So omega naught by q into root of b square minus 1 plus or minus 2b.